set, go. Fire the pistol, let this story to start. I got this poem in my soul and I can feel it. It's a poem in my soul. I got this poem in my heart. There's a fire of love. Giving the agave of agape. See, it's this poem in my heart. There's this story in my poem. It's deep in my mind and I just want to tell it all. So, ready, set, go. So on behalf of Our Heart's Garden, I would like to welcome you to a poet's story. We hope you enjoy your future presentation.
Welcome back. It is now episode 3, and this episode is entitled The Unpredictable Paradox, Part 1. Now, before I get into this episode, there's a couple of things that I need all of you guys to do. For my new listeners that are joining in now on episode 3, go back and check out episode 1 and 2. They're available everywhere: iTunes, YouTube, and on the Spreaker app itself. From there, also, did I mention I'm a published author? Go get either one of my books. You Have the Story of Us. It's available on every ebook retailer, and it's free. It's a free downloadable book. We all love free stuff, so get you a copy of The Story of Us. You will find that some of the same poems that I'm reading in that book actually based off the podcast. And then, but on the best note, go get my novel. My novel is available on Amazon.com. It's called The Priceless Diamond. The book is $15. Go get you a copy. Support. The book is awesome and amazing, and it has a lot of rich knowledge and wisdom in that book. So get you a copy. Follow me on all my social medias: Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at A Heart's Garden. Even my SoundCloud. Everything is at A Heart's Garden. So join in, subscribe, hit the little bell button on YouTube so you can keep consistent with all my updates. Because it don't just stop here at this podcast. I got a lot more stuff coming on. But what we're not going to do is continue to yap and run our mouths. So we're going to go ahead and get into episode 3. Well, here we are. Well, if you're here, like I said before, you missed the first 2 episodes, go back, check them out. You can always go back and check them out. Now, I ended things in the last episode saying a lot of things, but in this part of the series, everything takes a twist of unexplainable events. It's an unpredictable paradox. So let's dive right into. Side note, for those that do not know, a paradox is a contradictory statement that reveals a truth. Can't assume everybody know what it is. But hey, we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it going. Let's get to it. Now, time lapse, flashback, fill in the other part of this story. Now, what do you do when 2 roses grow? So let's start this story as a short story within the big story. Now, Cameron met a lot of people while in college. There was this beautiful brown-skinned girl. Her name was Alice, and she was such an amazing person. Her smile was a light to a dark day. Now they started hanging out and talking, and they turned up together a good couple of times. Now the thing about Alice is, she had a man. Cameron didn't really care, but But he respected game. Well, just a little anyway. Honestly, I think he just did it out of respect for her than anything else. So, I just started to switch up the game just by wanting to hang out outside of Cameron having this crush. Now, Cameron liked her because she was cool, she was open, he could talk to her, have good conversation, learn something, and she actually wanted to be around him. Because with Aniyah, sometimes he started to see that maybe she wasn't the best one for him. Maybe. But now with everything, he still wanted Aniyah. But in this moment, at this moment's notice, things begins to change. Flips completely and changes the flow of the currents. Cameron is battling in his mind, is reading everything, creating concepts. Now let me step out of this story for a second. I have already once explained what the paradox is. And the events of life, honestly, life is very unpredictable. And the twists and turns will have you think that life is completely contradicting itself. Because one day life wants you to do good. One day life wants you to do different. One day life got you doing bad. You just don't know what to do with life. I remember, I wish I still could have been a kid. They told me to stay a kid as long as I want. Well, as long as I could. I should have listened. Because this adulting life is not that fun. Y'all understand it. Adulting is not fun. But, hey, life will teach you a lot of things. The key is to watch the red flags, the signs, and they will help you avoid the unpredictable paradox. Alright, so now back to this story. So Cameron is getting mixed signals, kind of like mixed drinks. He's getting fucked up in the head. Words and actions are not connected to nothing. It's not making sense. So with these crazy thoughts, with all this perception of reality, so here's part 1 of 2 in this crazy cycle. Are you ready for part 2? With the step into an area that receives no light. The speed that life travels creates life-changing effects. The smallest thing becomes the biggest. Friendships begins to get bigger. The emotional ride at the fastest speed ever. 1 + 1 is 2. But what happens when 2 trees grows in front of you? 2 roads form. So which road do you travel? 1 road, you have beautiful red roses. They blossom so beautiful. The other road, you have beautiful gold roses that can possibly change the very existence of emotions. Roads cross, emotion change, power shifts. Everything is lost in space and scrambled like eggs. It's made well done and rare. In the midst of power, future is a crazy mixture of past and present events, of good and bad events, from storms to rainbows, power shifts, emotion shifts, a creation of a black hole that suck in every emotion that you have for one, and they are gone for good, but they lie deep in the mind and in the heart. So I travel to space with the lost GPS in a world where power shifts creates a new world, with the hope being lost and the power being gained, and the hope adding up and power draining, fire blazing in the freezing cold, with the rail run organization of a powerful emotional change. The greatest effect is at hand. The greatest time is at hand. The life-changing momentum that will cause the smallest, greatest effect in sight of the future. As I watch time fly by, as I watch life being lost into space, I have to go back to the 2 rows, the 2 trees, the 2 flowers that stands in front of me. The rows are not the rows are the same, different route, with the outcome that well, I hope you enjoyed episode number 3. Stay tuned for episode 4 on Friday. I hope everyone have a blessed rest of their week. I will see y'all this weekend. And I hope you guys enjoyed your feature presentation.